So one of the most inconclusive rabbit holes you can go down is the diet rabbit hole, I've discovered. There seems to be very little we can agree on when it comes to diet. A friend of mine named Liam Sheff used to say that if we're not growing our own food, or at the very least, knowing where our food is coming from, like knowing a gardener or a farmer, rancher, etc., we are all truckatarians. And that's true, and I like that. So here's a little story about a friend of mine. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers from his local farmer's market. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked to rejuvenate his gut microbiome. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers that were GMO-free, was the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked also certified organic? Surely yes, but maybe not. Peter Piper stood befuddled and politely begged the farmer's pardon. I must take pause to ponder the profundity of this conundrum. The freckled farmer obliged his pardon, yet in quiet held bemusement. Peter's abrupt and sudden pickle problem provided him amusement. So, Peter Piper pondered the profundity of the potential pesticidal potency of the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Peter Piper had precisely positioned himself in the pinpointed midpoint of a peck-sized pickle pepper predicament. Could this labeling, or lack thereof, be intentionally misleading? Or was it simply something simple Peter Piper was misreading? Or worst of all, a dirty trick like USDA deceiving? Surely not, but maybe yes. Siri or Google, he blurted aloud, would be crucially useful right about now. So Peter Piper patted down his pleated pants and probed inside his pockets. His phone was absent, but there to greet him, a glob of melted chocolate. Poop! Mother, sex participant, male offspring of a dog. Uncensored versions of the aforementioned to which Peter monologued. What an anus! I'm an anus! The one time I need my phone, it's sitting there on the kitchen chair inside the comforts of my home. Peter Piper's organic panic level peaked and reached a titanic volcanic manic level. He picked up the peck of pickled peppers he'd previously put down, put up his hand as if to pitch them, and smashed them to the ground. The freckled farmer frankly could tolerate no more. He halted Peter's raging to save his peppers from engaging with the farmer's market floor. Listen, pal, my name is Al, and I pickle my peppers myself. Al's probiotics are certified honest and better than anything found on a shelf. I decree to you my guarantee, no pesticides or herbicides, and even though I do declare here that none of it's been modified, even so admittedly, they aren't organic certified. But hear me out before you judge me, before you besmirch and shame my name. Everything you see I grew authentically, organically, but that little label that you covet, I sadly cannot claim. It's hard for an honest, hardworking farmer to afford organic acclaim. No. Peter Piper shook the farmer's hand and took him at his word. His explanation of organic was the best one that he'd heard. So, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers from his new friend, Farmer Al. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked from a market-fresh locale. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers for healthy restoration, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Aiding his gut microbiome's rejuvenation. I'm out of time. That's it.